Welcome to episode number 5 of the Colombian Soccer Show. My name is Juan Pimiento. Thank you so much for joining us for the preview of the big one. This is the big one, the one we've all been waiting for, the one we all circled in our calendars from the moment the draw took place. We knew Colombia-Portugal was the game to watch. Thankfully, Colombia arrived 6 for 6, 2 wins in 2 games, and a chance to clinch first place with only a draw. We'll break it down for you. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, if you're here on YouTube, if you're here on Facebook, don't forget, this is the place for all things Colombian soccer in English. So make sure to follow us. Make sure to like this video, to like all our videos, all our streams, so that not only you get up to date with everything, as well as subscribing, of course, but also for more people to join the community. This is a group, this is a fan base that I want to come together in English to talk and discuss and celebrate all things Colombian soccer. So again, make sure to follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on X. Make sure to like our Facebook page, to like this video also, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Colombian Soccer Show. Anywhere you can find it, make sure to follow us so you don't miss a single piece of content, especially during a World Cup that is coming to a head, basically. This is the situation right now in Group K. Again, Colombia well ahead. Colombia in great position to clinch that ever crucial first place, because as the bracket is filling out, it's getting more and more clear now that getting that first place berth is huge. It is huge. And we'll see what happens, because there might be a bit of a matchup that concerns me, if you will, a possible rival in the next round that concerns me. Because if you've seen these bracket projections from the BBC, from The Athletic, it looks like it's going to be either Ghana or Croatia. And we'll find that out actually before we face Portugal this Saturday. But again, before we even get into that, we have to clinch that first place berth, because otherwise the road is going to be much difficult if we come in second. In Colombia, again, only need a draw, 1 point. No matter what happens in the other game, of course, Colombia are already through. So I think Colombia come into this game with a little bit less pressure. But of course, they come into this game facing the biggest of rivals. 7:30 Eastern time, local time in Florida, of course. Hard Rock Stadium, which I'm pretty sure is going to be packed with Colombians. This is the game everybody's been looking forward to. I even heard, and I'm pretty sure you have too, that this was the game that was the most requested as far as tickets of all the opening round in the entire tournament. So the environment is set on the field, in the stands. Colombia are going to be home, just like we've been in Mexico City, just like we've been in Guadalajara. Now in Miami, we have the chance to really hammer home the point that Colombia have everything in their favor to really come out ahead in Group K. Now, as far as the rival goes, let's break it down, because again, this is the game we've all been waiting for. It is Portugal. Portugal, thankfully for Colombia's purposes, had a bit of a hiccup in the first game against the Congo. That 1-1 draw, which not only again allows for Colombia to come out ahead and to come into this game with that bit of a peace of mind that they can just draw and move on, right? But also because the Congo provides us with a blueprint to how to neutralize Cristiano Ronaldo and the rest of this Portugal team that, of course, on paper has everything to come out and just run Colombia over, right? And we don't have to go that far to see the risks of facing a team like Portugal in a game like this, because we saw it as early as March, the friendlies in March against Croatia and against France. Boy, they were rough. They were very rough. Croatia, with their starters, basically ran Colombia out of the field. France, with their second team, I'll even say second and a half, ran Colombia out of the stadium. So when we talk about facing the big European sides, recent record is no good for Colombia. Now, that doesn't mean that Colombia don't have a chance to win. I think they do. I know you think they do because Colombia have the players, and if they play this game correctly, of course, they can win or at least draw. And again, that's all it's going to take. So let's break it down because on paper, of course, when you look at a team that has Diego Costa, that has Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, Renato Vegas, whatever. I'm not really convinced with the center back. But someone like Nuno Mendes, like someone like Vitinha, João Neves, and Bruno Fernandes, and I'm blanking out. And Pedro Neto, that's who it is. Pedro, the Chelsea guy, and of course Ronaldo, and whoever plays on the left wing, because we've seen Roberto Martínez try João Felix, we've seen him try Pedro Neto on that side, we've seen Rafa Leao come in, of course, and even score against Uzbekistan in the second half. So that's probably the one question mark, right? Who's going to be the left winger? But regardless, there's just plenty of talent, plenty of scary talent coming at Colombia. And I posed this question doing a recap of the win against the Congo. A hard fought game, but a game in which Colombia made the adjustments, I think, or made some adjustments, I think, that really upped the performance compared to the first game against Uzbekistan. Can Colombia really win this game with James Rodriguez from the get-go, especially on defense? And again, I know I've been critical of him. I know there's plenty of people who say James is talented, is a leader, should be on the field because he might pull off something with his left foot despite his lack of full fitness, despite his lack of defensive prowess, if you will. He's always there to provide something. Let's just say that it's something that rival teams will be looking out for, and I'm guessing Portugal will be looking at James, right? He'll draw defenses, he'll draw coverage. So at least we have that going. But I'm really worried about his presence on defense because, especially for a team that when they win the midfield, they win the games, right? Like Portugal. When you see names again like Vitinha and João Neves and Bruno Fernandes, you can't have a defensive mismatch from minute zero. That can't happen. It's a humongous liability for Colombia. But this is all pie in the sky, of course, because Lorenzo is not going to change anything, especially after winning the two games with the same starting 11, with James on the field, despite the fact that, again, in the first game, James was a ghost, despite the fact that in the second game, yeah, he had a few moments, but he wasn't that much more influential, really, against the Congo. And again, it's on defense because let's just assume, right, that Jefferson Lerma is going to be the one responsible for Bruno. Let's assume that Puerta will be the one responsible for João Neves. And we've seen João Neves as a midfielder who's more box to box, who's been more crashing into the opponent's box. That's how he scored the one goal against the Congo. So Puerta is going to have that assignment. And I trust Puerta that he can have the fitness and also the awareness to be able to neutralize potentially a João Neves from coming into the box and a João Neves from being the link between Vitinha and the defense and the other side in the attack. But then there's James and then there's Vitinha. So what are we going to do there? Will James have enough to even rattle Vitinha a little bit? I don't know. And that's to me the riskiest part of this game. I know there's risk involved, of course, in the wings because we've seen Munoz and Mojica struggled, especially in second halves. And we have a world class, even some say the world's best left back in Nuno Mendes. Cancelo's dangerous still. So to me, when you combine those two dynamics, boy, it's a recipe for disaster for Colombia because the wingers set up the center of the pitch as is natural, right? That's just soccer. But okay, let's say that of course the wingers lose the matchups. If you can at least clog the center lanes, right? If you can clog the center lanes in between the two center backs, boxing out Cristiano, Lerma helping out with Bruno, Puerta helping out with João Neves, Colombia have a chance. That's how the Congo pulled it off. And it's not like the Congo didn't give up opportunities, right? So we're gonna have to need a Camilo Vargas who's on his game. We need a Camilo Vargas, the version that we saw against the Congo, not the one against Uzbekistan. He's gonna be key as well. So if we can at least close the center lanes, Colombia will be able to withstand this team and get a result. But with James on the field, boy, that's gonna be a challenge. What I anticipate it's gonna happen with James on the field is that the Vitinha assignment is gonna go to John Arias, basically. So John Arias will be the one with this of the sacrifice, right? And basically it's just gonna be James hanging out up front with Luis Suarez, waiting on the counter. And that's the counter. And the counter is the key. Remember the phrase, right? Write it down, clip it out. The counter is the key. Basically, Colombia have to be second half Colombia for them to have a chance at this game. Because I've said it every single stream, I feel like Colombia's better on the counter. Colombia's better with intensity, with speed. Luis Diaz, that's his game, right? And again, we saw it against both Uzbekistan and the Congo. We see it every single game. So how do we set that up? We allow Portugal to be who they are. Portugal is a team that likes the ball. Portugal is a team that doesn't really operate in space. Portugal is a team that possesses the ball, hoards the ball, looks again for the mismatches in the wings, crosses into the box, find Ronaldo, or someone crashing in like Bruno, or someone crashing in like Juan. That's how it is. So can Colombia withstand that? Can Colombia withstand the pressure, get the ball back, and send the bullets forward? Luis Diaz, John Arias, Luis Suarez, Daniel Munoz? Because if we have fullbacks in Portugal who like to go forward, we have space. We have space. We have tons of space for Munoz, who's been awesome on offense, top goal scorer, for Mojica, and for Luis Diaz. That's the key. The counter is the key. Remember that phrase. But again, it all starts with the defense. It all starts with Colombia holding shape, with Colombia not allowing Vitinha the clarity, not allowing João Neves the space and the room to operate, not allowing Bruno Fernandes any room to maneuver and to crash the box, and of course not allowing Cristiano any comfort and any room to finish. That's going to be the key for this game. Can Colombia pull it off? I think they can. You let me know in the comments. I think they have what it takes. And again, Colombia is a team also, I'll point this out, if you haven't seen Colombia. Colombia is a team that they tend to punch above their weight, and they tend to lower their level against competition that is not as high. Basically, they play up and down to their competition. So I expect Colombia to come out in this game on their game, mentally focused. And I hope so, because if the Congo rattled us within about 45 seconds in the second game, if Portugal do that to us, that's it. It's 1-0 early on. And Colombia can't allow themselves that. Colombia playing from behind struggles, right? And Colombia is more of a second half team than a first half team. So can Colombia channel, again, the second halves from the Congo? More transition, more intensity. Can they take up even a page from something in the first half that they did, which was when they pressure with more intensity, but don't allow space, right? I don't want to see. I always preach Colombia press high. I think this is not the game necessarily for that. Even though I think the defense when they play from the back of Portugal can be gettable, can be forced into errors, into mistakes. Again, I don't know if that's the game for this, because Portugal would like to have the ball, and if Colombia allow any space, we're dead. We're dead. So the counter is the key, but to set up the counter, defensive solidity. That's the other part. So I always have about 3 themes to the game right on the previews. I'll leave you with 2. Or actually, no, I'll add a third one because it's a holdover from the previous game. The counter is the key. Defensive solidity and finishing. Boy, do we need to finish. Because if we miss any chances, we're going to pay dearly for them. I guarantee you. And it tends to happen to this group. So can Luis Diaz be more effective than he was against the Congo? We know he's our best player. We know and we trust in him always. Hopefully his fitness holds up, because I saw some signs of exhaustion late against the Congo, but he's all heart, so we know he'll be there. Can Luis Suarez put it in the back of the net, finally? Because he has a pending assignment as well in 2 games, and it's his finishing. And can anyone surprise us? Can maybe Daniel Munoz surprise us again? Can a John Arias maybe surprise us with his own crash into the box and his own finishing? We'll see what happens, but I think there's a blueprint. I really hope that Lorenzo and his staff watched that Congo tape a million times and drew as many conclusions as we've had, because again, that's the key. That's the blueprint, especially against Ronaldo, against Bruno. How do you clog the middle? How do you neutralize any opportunities for anyone in Portugal to come into the box and finish? That's going to be the key. So I have faith that Colombia can pull off a result. I have faith that the next time I see you, when we go live after the game, that we'll be celebrating Colombia getting first place. Maybe even a win. I'll be rooting for a win, of course, as I always do. But again, to me, the mission is first place. However we do it, that's the mission. If we can accomplish it, I'll be coming with you. I'll be coming to you. And you'll be joining me for a celebration of what is going to be a first place for Colombia. And then we'll see what happens, how the bracket plays out. Because by the odds, it looks like it's going to be either Croatia or Ghana, depending on how that game goes. Croatia have to win to jump Ghana over in the standings and secure second place, which would then set up Croatia to face Portugal on the other side of the bracket. Colombia will be playing Ghana, and I'm not saying it's an easy matchup by any means, but if you asked me to pick, I'll take Ghana any day, because Croatia are no joke, and we've seen it as lately as March. So again, first place, let's get a win, because a win also it's a huge amount of wind in our sails. So let's do it. Colombia have what it takes. Hopefully they'll get it done, and we'll be here, of course, after the game live, coming to you on Facebook. So join me on Facebook. Again, that's the exclusive place for our live streams. So if you want to join us after the game, make sure to jump over to Facebook, the Colombian Soccer Show. Like our page, like our videos. We'll be live there after the game. And also, if you'd rather do it on YouTube, we'll be uploading the review on YouTube also after our stream. So be on the lookout and subscribe. Make sure you turn the notifications on so you know as soon as I upload that review, you'll get notified. You'll watch it. You'll comment as well. And we'll get to break down, of course, the result of the game. So join me after the game, Saturday evening, Saturday night, or even Sunday morning if you so choose to do. I'm really tired right now, so just forgive me. It's been a long day, and I'm starting to get a little anxious about tomorrow. But we'll see what happens. I have faith in Colombia. So again, join me, because I really want to celebrate with you guys a Colombia victory against Portugal. So again, also follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on X, the Colombian Soccer Show. We have content throughout the entire World Cup, not only streams, but also, again, reels, photo galleries, all kinds of comment. We have all kinds of discussion going on those mediums as well. So again, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, the Colombian Soccer Show for all things Colombian soccer. We'll see you after the game. Colombia, we'll see what happens. First place, second place. Let's go for first place. I'll see you guys again soon after Colombia, Portugal, right here on Facebook and on YouTube.